Good morning, students. Welcome back to Java programming class. In our previous session, we discussed about interfaces. All the concepts related to interfaces we have wind up in our previous session. In this session, we'll be discussing about packages. So the execution of these packages, it is somewhat different when compared to other programs in our Java programming. Okay, so because packages, they are something like groups or collections of different classes, different abstract classes, different interfaces, and different sub packages. So inside a package, so a package is something like a folder. I will show you when we execute the programs related to packages what exactly you will get in your file system when you create a package in Java. So it is something similar to a folder in your file system, folder in your computer. So what things we can keep inside a folder? We can keep files and we can keep other folders as well. We call them as subfolders, isn't it? So in that similar way, inside a package, when you define a package in Java, so a Java package, we can put the classes. So it is a collection. First of all, when we are defining a package, it is a collection. It is a group. Okay. It is a container, we can say. Inside it, we can put classes, we can put interfaces, we can put abstract classes, and we can also put other sub packages. So it's like subfolders, we are saying sub packages. Okay, so quickly, if we see the definition of a package, a Java package is a group of similar type of classes, interfaces, and sub packages, it is saying. So remember this definition. So inside a folder, we can keep files and subdirectories. So here we have different entities in Java programming. When we execute the Java program or when we write a Java program, we get classes, isn't it? We get class files. So that class files we can put inside a Java package. And we can also get interfaces. Interfaces also .class files only we will get. So that .class files related to interfaces we can put inside a package. Not only these things, but also the sub packages. A hierarchy of packages when you are creating, we will get the sub package concept. Okay, so we can even keep the sub packages within a Java package. Okay, so package in Java can be categorized in two forms. So whatever package concept we have in Java, it can be categorized into two, that is built-in packages and user-defined packages. Built-in packages are something when you download and install the Java application to run the Java application inside your computer, whatever Java compiler or Java related files you are downloading from the internet, those comes under the built-in packages of Java. Okay, and the second category of packages that we create in order to practice or in order to complete our project or in order to satisfy something, the packages which we create, we call those packages as user defined packages. So packages, in reality, we have two types. The first one is built-in, which comes from the developers, and the second one is user defined, which we create. Hopefully you understood. Okay, there are many built-in packages in order to support the Java programming language in our computer. When you install this Java into the computer, there are many different packages comes with the Java application. They are such as Java is one package. Java X is also, we have Java X. To support the advanced Java concepts, we generally use this Java X package. Java X, then Lang, AWT, Java Swing, Net, IO, Util, SQL, etc. These are all different packages in your Java source application. Okay. Here we will have a detailed learning of creating and using user-defined packages. So whatever packages concept we do over here, we do on user-defined packages only. Okay, we will learn how we can create a user defined package. We will learn how we can put the classes, sub packages, and also the interfaces inside a package, and how we use that package in our further programming. That also we will discuss. Okay, this is one of the important concept for your external exams as well as for your internals, packages concept. So advantage of packages, when we study these packages, the advantages, these packages, they are used to categorize the classes and interfaces, so they can be used, they can be maintained easily. Okay, so you found some similarity between the classes and interfaces. So rather than keeping them like a bulk, rather than keeping them in a group, a bulk of group, you can separate them with the help of these packages. So I will give you one simple example. Suppose if you have in your computer, you are going to have different types of files, like you will have video files, audio files, normal documents, text documents, okay, your game application files, system files, okay, a lot of different Excel, Word files, lot of different files we are going to have in our uh, computer. Images also we are going to have. So if you maintain all those things in a single folder, how it will be? How it will be? Is it easy for maintenance, or you will feel any kind of difficulty in maintenance? Definitely we will feel difficulty in maintenance. Suppose if you want to locate a particular file or locate a particular document, it will become very difficult for you to locate it simply by opening the folder. Then you have to search for it, or you have to apply any searching operation. Likewise you will search it, and the look wise, I mean, the it will not look good, isn't it? It will look a clumsy thing, it will look what we call uh, not so tidy thing, what I mean to say. But instead of doing in that way, if you create separate folders for audio files, video files, images, text document, like your Word documents, Excel files, then what will happen? Of course, all the things will come in an organized way, so the searching will become easy, and also the look wise also we will get tidiness over there, isn't it? So one of the advantage of having Java packages is to categorize the classes and interface so that they can be maintained easily. Okay, so not only that one, by creating the folder or by creating the package, we can also provide the access protection, because we have an access specifier default which will act when you create a package. Okay, so Java package provides a kind of access protection. Okay, then Java package removes naming collision, but all yeah, this is also one of the advantage. Inside a single folder we cannot have two files with same name, isn't it? That is naming collision, we call it as naming collision. Inside a same package, if you try to maintain two files with same names, it is not allowed. But in different packages you can maintain two files, I mean in different locations you can maintain two files with same name, one in one package and other in other package with same name you can keep, there is no issue. So these are all the advantages of using packages in our Java. Okay, so this is one simple hierarchy they have given from the built-in packages. We have the Java package, the root package of our Java programming. Then we have lang, util, awt. These are sub packages. This is the root package of Java, and then we have the sub packages like lang, util, and awt. Okay, and finally we have these classes. Okay, these classes, built-in classes: system.class, string.class, ArrayList class, map class, button class. Likewise we have different classes. So how they have organized, you can see inside lang package they kept system class and string class. Inside util package they kept ArrayList class and map class, and inside awt we have button class. So in this way these classes are organized using packages and sub packages. Hopefully you understood. This is how the packages concept is used or helpful in our Java. Okay, a simple Java package program we need to discuss, we need to understand before moving further. Okay, so in order to create a package we use the keyword package. Okay, we use the keyword package in order to create any package in our program. Okay, so yes, I will create one package, and in that package I will try to put one class, and I will show you how we can compile that class and how we can execute that class. Okay, so this entire thing we have to do in a different way. Previously we did the compilation execution just by using the edit plus IDE, but over here we will go in an a normal command line based approach in order to execute these package related programs. Okay, you will understand very soon why it is required in that way. So just take this one. So yes, I need to go to, yeah, I have to open my, this you minimize my cscit folder. So here CSC, make it as CSC underscore IT, just to have the understanding, make it like CSC underscore IT, and in that folder I'm creating another folder with the name my not my pack. So simply create package examples, package x, package underscore x, package example. So in this package underscore ex folder only I will put all my package related programs. Okay, in this folder only we will practice all package related stuff. So how to reach this thing in my IDE? Yeah, inside go to desktop, and inside CSCIT we made it like so. Here maybe we need to refresh. We cannot display the directory content CSCIT. Okay, just close this, and now you refresh. Okay. Yeah, we got now. So CSCIT, and inside this CSCIT package X. So over here I want to save my programs. So just open a new file. Okay, we are working with Java file. So here it is showing untitled1.java it is showing. So yeah, by default it is giving this code, so I will just delete this one. So first what I have to do, yes, I need to create a package, and I need to use a statement. Okay, now I will make this slide. Okay, slideshow. So these many things I have opened. So this program I need to practice. So just go to, first you create use the keyword package. Okay, package, and I'm giving the package name like my pack as it is given in your slide. So then inside this package, but when you include this my pack into your uh, program, whatever classes you are going to write inside this program, all those classes will go into this my pack package. Okay, so I'm writing one class over here. Class, I think I have given the name. So yeah, make it public so that we can execute outside the package also. Public, because if I don't put public, then it will take the access specifier default. So default means I cannot access outside the class. So because of that reason I need to make this package, I need to make this class as public class, and I'm taking my class name, what name, the sample, right? Isn't it sample or simple sample, anything, sample I have taken. So come down here and put your just a normal message, public static void main of string args. Okay, so now come down and put one simple message, system dot out dot println of what message they kept. So welcome to packages, welcome to packages, welcome to packages. Okay, so then after this, yes, just close it, that's it. So I want this sample class inside this my pack package. So save this program, yes, with this sample name only. Okay, come down, save as, the location it is showing package X only, so inside that you save it dot java. Okay, yes, very well. So if I go to my package X, I found my Java class, Java source file. So when I execute this, when I compile this and execute this, I should get another folder over here with name my pack, because I want my package name to be my pack. So another folder will be created, and in that folder I will get my sample.class file. Okay, hopefully. So how we can execute that one means command prompt. Okay, take this entire thing, take this entire location, and here you change to that location hit enter. Now we are in our package X folder, example folder, package example folder. And here, in order to do the compilation, you have to follow these commands: java c -d. -d, when you use this -d switch, we call it as option or switch. This -d option indicates that we are specifying the location of file. Okay, so location of the file is in current directory, and the file name is sample.java, isn't it? Sample.java. So hit enter. It is successfully compiled. So when it is successfully compiled, as you can see, we got mypack package. I have not done anything, I have just compiled. So when I compiled, it should create a class file, and where it is keeping that class file, inside mypack package it is keeping. See here, sample.class. Inside mypack package it is keeping sample.class. So then how I can execute that one? Java again -d will tell that we are giving the directory location as well. Okay, my directory location is dot followed by mypack is package name dot sample. So inside the current directory we have a package with name mypack dot sample in this way, and in that package I have the class that is sample. So that class I want to execute. So Java is the keyword to execute, Java is the command to execute my Java program. -d will tell the directory location, and I'm asking my command to search for the file inside the current directory only. So current directory, then inside current directory, mypack is the package name. Mypack is the package name. So inside that package, dot sample is my class name. Sample.class is my class name. So like this. So when you hit the enter key, unrecognized option, couldn't create Java virtual machine for this. So or else you simply put like this, mypack.sample. No, could not find our load main class mypack.sample. So there is something is missing. Okay, so yeah, in Java mypack.sample it should execute, but it is not executing. Okay, so here Java C -d dot mypack dot, not mypack, simple sample.java, it got compiled. But when I'm executing Java -d dot mypack dot, so here I took a small sample, here I took sample. Yeah, virtual machine could not be created. So like this only you need to execute mypack dot sample. I hope, yes, we are getting the output. You can see welcome to packages. So simply when you are compiling, at that time only you specify the current directory location, but when you are executing, no need to specify the current directory location. Directly you can because for the current directory we are already configured the Java command. So from inside that only I am calling mypack.sample, isn't it? Inside that only I am calling mypack.sample. Mypack is my package inside the current directory, and .sample is my class. Sample.class is my class name. So I'm getting the output. So in this way we have to execute. Simple, nothing is there. When you are compiling, use -d dot followed by class name, source file name sample.java. Hit enter, it will compile, and when it compiles successfully, what it will do, it will create a package with name, whatever name you have given inside the program. I have given my package name should be mypack, so it has created a package with name mypack, and in it kept the sample.class file. Okay, sample.class file. So now to execute Java to our current directory, already the Java command is configured. So what we have to do, simply use the package name, because the class file existing inside the package mypack.sample. That's it. Hit the enter key, it will show you the output. Welcome to packages. Here I'm missing E, so I'm getting error over there, mistake over there. Now once again, to get the output, what we have to do, first you compile, compilation successful, then you execute. Okay, you will get the output. Welcome to packages. Full message I got. Hopefully you understood this one. So what further things we have? The same thing I'm explaining over here, how we can compile the Java program. We need to specify the directory location in order to compile, and then the source file that we have done. Okay, that we have done, the compilation successfully we have done, and this -d switch or -d option specifies the destination where to put the generated class file. So because we are not keeping the generated class file directly into the current directory, rather we are keeping it inside the main mypack package. So that thing it will indicate. Then in order to execute, I have shown you how to execute. Here wherever I am keeping dot, this thing you need to understand, wherever I am keeping dot, dot indicates current directory. Okay, and wherever I am keeping, if I keep, because I'm rarely going to use this thing, dot dot indicates parent directory. And one more thing, there is a slash, this indicates root directory. Oh, okay, you need to know all these things. Then how to access after creation. I have created the package successfully. How to access package from another package? That is nothing but importing packages in Java, a concept with name importing packages in Java. After creating the package, how we can access the package, in the sense we need to import the packages, and in order to do so, we have three different techniques. Importing packages we can do in three different ways. The first way is importing package.star. Okay, import package.star, the first technique. And the second technique, import package.class name. Okay, and the third technique, fully qualified name. These three techniques, fully qualified names. When you do like this, import package.star, what it will do means it will import all the classes, not only the class which you insist to include, but also it will import all the packages, sorry, all the classes, all the interfaces it will import. Only the sub packages it will not import. So keeping star over here, what it will import? It will import all the classes as well as interfaces present inside the current package. Only the sub packages it will not include. In order to include the sub packages also, you need to put one more statement. Okay, so one by one we will discuss about all these three. So first let's just start the discussion with the package name dot star. So this if you use package dot star, what it is doing, then it will import all the packages. It will import all the classes, interfaces of this package, and but not the sub packages. What it is not importing, it is not importing the sub packages, but it is importing classes, all the classes and interfaces. All the classes and interfaces of the current package will be imported into the program what you are writing, but only the sub classes will not be imported. The import keyword, import, import keyword is used to make the class and interface of other packages accessible into the current package. If you want to access the classes and interfaces of other package, you have to use the import keyword. You have to import the packages into the current package. Hopefully you understood. So for this we will discuss one simple example. Here I am writing a simple program. One class I am creating inside pack. My package name is only pack, as you can see, and in that I am creating one simple class, and another class with name B I am creating into another package, that is my pack. One is pack and other one is my pack. So what I am doing, inside pack I am keeping one class with name A with name A. Inside my pack package I am creating another class with B name. Okay, so now here inside B class I am using PSVM, public static void main, and inside A class there is no PSVM, and in this PSVM I am creating the object of my A class which is there inside a different package. So what I have to do, this package I need to import into my current package, because here I am accessing a class. As you can see, in a different package I am accessing a class, so I need to import this complete package over here into my current package. So that I can do import pack.star. Now what will happen, whatever classes I have inside this pack package, all those will be imported into my current package. So now I can access this a class from here to here. I can access this a class from here to here, from pack to my pack package. So quickly, instead of discussing theoretically, it is better to see it working. Okay, here you go, and this you minimize, then come over here inside package X folder, package example folder, and you delete this entire thing, because naming conflict may occur, because there also we are taking my pack. So just remove this and go to your yeah, this you delete, save it. Okay, come over here and just take the first, I'm creating package, okay, pack, okay, package pack, and into you put public class, because if you don't put the access specifier, it will take the access specifier like default, and between the packages there is no access to default access specifier. So definitely make the class as public class, and make the name as a, and into this class put one simple method, that is public void method name, what they have taken, any message name, msg off. So into this write one simple message, system.out.println of, okay, between packages, okay, because we are doing it between packages, or importing packages, so this is my first package, and in that I have created only a class. I can compile this class, but I cannot execute this class, and I have to save this program with name save as a, okay, a.java, save it, program got saved, okay, program got saved. Now what I have to do, write another program, another new Java file, and put this, make this Java file with name B, and inside this PSVM just remove this, and here what we have to do, create the object aobj equals to new a off, like this. Okay, so here you come and package of, make this as my pack, that's it, package my pack, save it. Okay, here this is b.java, hit the enter key, b.java. Now go to your folder and check two source files we have, A source file and B source file. A should go into the, yeah, I have to give the name with capital letter. Here I gave it small letter. Save as, make it capital B.java, not small b, capital B.java. Hit enter. Yes, override it. Again it is getting small letter. Okay, then delete it and come over here, close it and open a new one, new Java. Okay, now you make it B and save as, save, it will ask you to give name, make it b.java, hit enter. Okay, program got saved, and this thing I want inside another package name, package my pack. Okay, package my pack. So A is in my pack package, okay, and B is in my pack package. So it's better to create package 1, package 2, right? Pack 1 and pack 2, pack 1 and pack 2, pack 2. Okay, so pack 1, package 1 and package 2. So A class I'm keeping inside package 1 and it is not having any PSVM, and B class we are keeping in package 2 and it is having a class It is having PSVM and it is trying to access the A class. AOBJ equals to new A off, like this. Save it. So now go to your command prompt. Okay, package X folder dir, you check. Here it is having A class, A.java and B.java. So first what we have to do, execute java c class yes hyphen d dot class a dot java, sorry, program name a dot java. Hit enter. It got successfully compiled. So go to your folder and check what has happened. So pack has been created. So it is not taking pack 1. I have not saved, I think. This thing I have not saved. Now I saved. Now I saved. So what you do, just go to here and delete this pack. So delete this back and I once again come back here and now you execute. Yes. Just come over here. See here, pack 1 it has created and inside pack 1 we have a dot class. So if I compile B source file, then B.java, then I will get pack 2. Okay, see here, it is saying that I don't have the access to A class. Why I don't have the access to A class? In the sense, because I have not imported the package. Inside my second pack, pack 2, I need to import all the packages, all the classes and interfaces from pack 1. So pack 1 dot star will import all the classes. So A class is a part of this pack 1. So that will also be imported. Now I will have the access to that one. Now go and compile. See, compilation successful. Previously it has given the error that A it did not find, but now it find that A because we imported that pack 1 content, package 1 content, package 1 dot in the sense package 1 content, package 1 inside what we have, A class we have. So that class got imported over here. Okay, so I can create the object of that class and I can invoke the method of that class, that is AOBJ dot, what is the method name? MSG. So MSG we are invoking. Now save all, save everything. So everything got saved. So just go once again, you compile this B because we have done the modifications. Now which class I can execute? Can I execute A class? No, because it is not having PSVM. Can I execute B class? Yes, I can execute because it is having PSVM. So Java space B class, in which package it is? Pack 2 dot B, like this, package 2 dot B. Hit enter. Yes, importing packages. We got this message, importing packages message, because this message we kept inside the message method of A class that we are accessing from B class. As you can see, in this way you can import the classes from package 1 into package 2 by making use of import keyword. So now that A class got imported over here so that we can access it. So the next thing, so using package name dot class name, instead of importing, your package 2 may have more number of classes. So if you import more number of classes, you are increasing the burden on the JVM. Instead of importing multiple classes at one time, so what we can do, we can import only the specific class which you want to include, which you want to import, if you know the exact name of that class. So instead of importing all the classes, all the interfaces, it is by keeping star, it is better to import only the specific class if you are using only one class from that package, isn't it? So that how we will achieve means by importing the class name specifically. Instead of keeping star over here, put A. Put A. So I'm here, I'm importing only one class from that package 1. Package 1, it is a directory. In that package 1, you can have bulk of classes and interfaces. For our example, we have created only one class. I too agree with you. But in reality, how it will be, you can have more number of classes, more number of interfaces within every package. So if you put star, what will happen? All those classes, all those interfaces will be imported into your class. That we don't want. We don't want extra burden on our current application. So instead of importing all the classes, all the interfaces, what we are doing, we are importing only the specific classes and specific interfaces by specifying, by providing their name over there. So when you keep A over there, only the A class will get imported into your current package. Hopefully you understood. So now you go and execute. Yeah, once again we need to compile, isn't it? Only B class we have modified, so B class we need to compile. A class no need to. So B class we are compiling again. So it got compiled and executed. B class Java package2.b. We will get the same message. As we have imported only the class, even then also we are getting the same message. So this is importing the specific content. Okay, importing the specific content or using package name dot class name. The third is using the fully qualified name. So if you don't want to include the package at the top, okay, if you don't want to use the import statement, so if you use fully qualified name, then declared class of that package will be accessible. Okay, so now there is no need to use the import keyword. So if you use the fully qualified name, only one class will be accessed and only one class will be used, and there is no need to import any package into your current package. So directly use the fully qualified name of that class into your current class. So instead of importing the package directly with the help of package name, we can access the class in the statement itself instead of importing the package at the top. So for doing that, what we need to do, we need to use the fully qualified name of the class. It is generally used when two packages have the same class name. Example, java.util and java.sql has the same class date. So if more number of packages having the same name, and if you import those packages, there is a naming conflict issue. Okay, there is a possibility of naming conflict issue. So to avoid that naming conflict issue, what we do means, instead of importing the packages, multiple packages into our current program, what we do means, we use the fully qualified name of that package. So here you can understand that one. So what I will do in my B class means, I will not import package 1. I will not import package 1. So what will happen if I don't import the package 1? I will lose the access to a class, isn't it? I will lose the access to a class. That you can check over here. Okay, when I'm compiling, I'm getting this issue. It is saying A cannot find, so I'm losing the access to A class. So what I have to do, I have to use the fully qualified name, means package pack1.a. okay, I'm using the fully qualified name of A class as well as pack1.a constructor. Okay, so now I can access the class in this way. Just compile it. Yes, okay, here from here we should not compile, right? We have to go to this. Okay, we will get issues if we compile from there. So first you compile the B class, because we have done the modifications only in B class. So compilation successful. Now you run it, package2.b. okay, hit the enter key and we are getting the output, importing packages. So in both the ways it is supporting. Okay, so the third way of importing the packages, that is using fully qualified name, that also we discussed. So always when you are using the import, we will import only the package and then the subclasses or sub interfaces or sub packages. Okay, use the import keyword between the classes and packages. Hopefully you understood this one. So then how we can create the sub packages, in the sense, we can also create a package within a package. Okay, this is the further categorization we can say. Okay, that how we will achieve. Here you can see what I have done. First, outer package name, I have taken com. Com is my outer package name. Com is my outer package name, and in that com package we have Java T, and in that Java T we have core. And within these, so first what it will do, it will create the com package, then it will create the Java T package, and then it will create the core package, and within here it will put this simple file or sample file. So like this. So this we need to practice. Sub packages means, here my core package is, my com package is the root package, and inside that I have these Java T and core as sub packages, and inside this core package I am creating my simple file. So how we can do this one, in the sense, directly go to your create another file over here, or it is better to come over here and create another file. So go to file and new, take the Java file. So here you give the file name as sample, same name or some different name you give, example. Then in it, where we are creating this one in the sense, take package com dot java t dot some name core I'm giving. Okay, and at the end don't forget to put the semicolon. So now the same thing, hello world, no, here you put welcome sub packages, welcome sub packages, welcome sub packages dot dot dot. Now save this program with example name only, example.java. Hit enter, program got saved. Now yes, again you have to execute from the command line interface only. So here once again java c, inside your current directory only you saved the program, and the program name is example.java, example.java. Before I hit the enter key, I will show you what has happened. Here we got the example.java. Then go here and hit the enter key. It is successfully compiled. So we have created the hierarchy of C. Com, inside com, java t, inside java t, core, inside core we got the class example.class. Hopefully you understood this one. Okay, so how we can execute that one? We have to give the fully qualified path of that one, java, and where exactly my class file, from in the current directory, inside com, inside java t, and inside core we have the file example, class example. If you hit the enter key, welcome to sub packages. Like this you have to give the fully qualified name of your sub package when you are dealing with sub packages. Hopefully you understood this one. Okay, this is something about sub packages, creating and executing, compiling and executing. Then yeah, standing at one location and accessing from some other location. Okay, this how we can do. Okay, so this how we can do in the sense, so just over here, that simple example I will show you. Yes, suppose come to my root location. Here what I am doing, I am creating one folder inside C drive. It is better to create, right, inside C drive. Okay, here you create one folder with name, or else you delete this entire thing because it is not allowing me to take the same names. So here you create one folder with name sample. Sample is my folder name. Okay, and take another folder with example, sample. Two folders I have created. So now what is my intention is, yes, here you can see that one. Yeah, inside C or inside sample, here in place of C you take sample. Inside sample I will put my classes, and inside example I will put my source. Example I will put my source. So if I create a particular file with A, so a.java, here as they have given here a.java, I am creating a file. So this a.java I want to create the class file of that one inside this sample. Okay, that how we can do means, just go here. Okay, so the package name where we want to put that one, or directly the file you give, instead of package, directly the file you give. So class A. Okay, inside it I am keeping one simple public static void main of string args. Okay, a normal program, a simple message I am writing, system dot out dot println of hello world. Okay, hello world or hello packages, hello packages. Okay, a normal message I'm writing, and this file I want to include. First we will practice in simple way, then we will see how we can do the execution. Okay, okay, so this is something related to class path we have to do. So where it got saved, inside the, I have saved that file, no, not saved. So now you try to save this file, so it will ask me the name, I guess. is not asking. So it is saved that file with example.java only. So save as, then give a dot java. So a.java, I'm keeping this file here like a source file. So if I want to include this file into example package, what I have to do, here you come and put inside your program, put example. Okay, so package example. So no need to have the example folder here, just delete this example folder. So it will be created automatically, isn't it? So just come over here and here you put Java C. Okay, from different location, CD, uh, uh, which package that is inside sample, get into inside, uh, or else you come out. It's better you come out, cd dot dot. So from package X we came out. So now Java C, I want to execute dot D, and the directory name, because it is under package X, so package underscore X we are executing, and what is my file name, that is a dot java, because I'm out of the package X now, and from that package X I want to execute this file. So it is package X a.java, file not found. Okay, so I think we have to give the full path of that one, or we can say like this, dot slash package X, package underscore X. So like this can be a.java. No, it is not giving. So it is better it is taking the fully qualified name from the root we have to give. So for that, just come over here, copy the fully qualified name. Hopefully it will give Java C hyphen D, and paste that entire thing. Then you put a dot Java. No, again it is not class A. Why it is not finding class A? A is there now. A.java under packages only it is there. Just refresh here. Just instead of using the dot, what we can keep over there, that I want to show you, but it is not giving due to some reason. So Java C hyphen D, the fully qualified name, then a.java. We are compiling the program. So if it is in under the current directory, it is giving, right? So instead of all this, if I put dot slash package underscore X space a dot java, no, file not found, Java C options. Okay, it is not finding that file. Anyhow, this last concept, it is very easy. So due to some reason it is not executing in my, so maybe this forward slash only I have given, right? Yes, forward slash only I have given. So no issues, it is not. Okay, so here to compile the program we have to give the specific location of that class. Instead of going with the dot, we have to give the specific location, then you give the file name, so you will get the compilation successfully. So to execute that one, we need to set the class path. So this class path variable we have to use. Okay, class path, and where exactly our current file is existing, inside the classes directory only the current file is existing. So that classes directory you put over here. Okay, you put over here. Then in order to after setting the class path, you can directly execute that file using just the package name followed by the file name. Okay, one more time, let me just try this. So here Java C space hyphen D. Okay, then dot space a dot java, not find. Okay, so if I put cd space uh, package underscore x, okay, then cd, okay, then java c space, because it is in current directory only, na? So java c space uh, dot space a dot java, then hit the enter key, dot not find. Okay, I think I have to put here hyphen d, then you put dot a dot java. This also we tried. Yes, now it got executed. So it is the regular way only, isn't it? So where the package is, I mean where the class is inside. Yeah, the class is inside. Here we need to refresh. Yeah, inside the current directory only we got the class. So if I put here, I think I have not added the package in my program. I have not added the package. Yes, example I have added, but it is not created. So just save it. Okay, I forgot to save. Just save it. Now once again you execute. Yes, now we got. So just come over here and see example, and in example I have a.java, but instead of executing that example.a, now I want to execute only a.a. That's it. So for that, what I have to do, I need to do the class path setting. So how can set class path to that directory? Okay, set class path, and what is the directory? That dot slash example, dot slash example. So equals to we need to put in between, and I think we have to use, yes, equals to we need to put in between, equals to, and like this, and this we need to make it as current directory. So dot, yes, it is set it. Now I think java a dot a, that's it. Could not find or load main class inside a. Yes, inside a we have not kept any main class. Main is there, a dot java main is there. Public we have not made. Yes, this we need to make it as public. Okay, public we need to make it as. Now once again you go, first you compile, okay, then you do the class path setting, class path, then you do the execution. Execution, it is very simple. I will write java a, could not find class a. Okay, there are so many issues, because of that I'm not getting the output. So once you set the class path, no need to go for again the package name. Directly you can execute with the help of class name. So there are two ways basically. One, with the help of set command we can do the path setting, class path setting for our package, or the second way, inside the command itself you can do the class path, you can use the class path option to do the class path setting. So directly in this way also you can do. So these two are the possible ways in which you can do the path setting for your package, and without depending on the package you can execute your classes. Okay, hopefully you understood this one, and up to this I'm covering into your first mid exams. Okay, thank you very much students.